Thanks, listeners, for joining us for today's Elko Live here on KELK. I'm your host, Lori Gilbert, and I'm sure Matt McCarty is joining us shortly. He is probably on his way, and I don't want him to speed, but coming from the Terrace at Ruby View, our active lifestyle center for seniors in the community, and they're serving up delicious lunch. I know they have a spaghetti lunch planned today. It was sweetheart spaghetti and strawberry shortcake for dessert. So maybe Matt is catching up on his dessert too. Nobody wants to miss dessert. All those delicious meals served at the Terrace at Ruby View. I just came from this morning's Marketing and Lodging Committee meeting at the Elko Convention and Visitors Authority. And wow, that was an encouraging session. There are so many cool special events that are planned for the Elko community this spring and summer season. And the Marketing and Lodging Committee did great work, and they had to divvy up the available marketing funds that these nonprofit groups have requested they're applying for that can be used toward marketing efforts outside a 50-mile radius from the Elko area. So it's really important that these events are events that are sustainable, they attract tourism, and put heads in beds. That's kind of the popular phrase that they use. So from small events, such as first-time events, there's a Farrell Productions barrel racing circuit that she did a great presentation, and apparently that organization is just doing all kinds of fun work. They attracted 48 competitors to the Spring Creek Horse Palace for a winter barrel racing event, which is really good news. We heard from Stormy Remington from the Rides and Rods Car Show. They're in their 14th year, and they're pairing with the Downtown Business Association, so that's really cool for that event. That will be coming up in the fall. And there's this really cool bull riding event, too, which I'm sure anybody who's a fan of horse racing and Silver State Stampede, you already know about this, but the Gold Rush series, I believe, is what that one's called. And Efren Benavides did a great presentation on how much collaboration and support that his organization is doing in the community, too. So, and then the dates are set for the Elko County Fair and Livestock Show, August 23rd through September 2nd. And JJ Romich was there, and she talked about it was a record-setting betting during the last horse races. So people were just eager to get out there and place bets, even though unsettled weather did put a damper on the last couple of days, that last weekend, including Labor Day Monday of the Elko County Fair. And they talked about partnering with Ely, their racing partners, in cross-promoting live parimutuel horse racing, quarter horse and thoroughbred contests. The more participation, the greater the purses, and the greater likelihood they can attract these stables that come from throughout the region. So another great way to, they say they attract as many as, I think the number was 5,000 people who attend the fair and related Elko County Fair events over 2 weekends. It's one of the last true big live fair events left in the state. So it's important that you put that on your calendar so that you can come out and support one of Elko County's most beloved traditions, the Elko County Fair, August 23rd through September 2nd. That's over Labor Day. Let's see, what else did they talk about? There's so many cool special events. The Boys and Girls Clubs, Jenna Campbell, she presented. They're going to be hosting a kickoff concert for the first time to kick off the Silver State Stampede Rodeo. We know these concerts are super popular, and it's set for that Thursday to kick off the rodeo at the Elko County Fairgrounds. Eli Young Band will be performing, and they're looking to attract as many as 4,500 people with that concert alone, as many as between 1,000 to 2,500 coming from out of town. So that's fun. Also, the National Basque Festival is on the calendar too, July 6th and 7th. This will be the 60th year for the National Basque Festival this year, and they are in a bit of a quandary. They like to keep the event small because they do host it at the Basque Clubhouse, but at the same time, they had a 20% crowd increase last year, and they sold 700 meal tickets. So maybe a little pressure to, push back out to some of the other locations like the park, but that's not being done, not being done for the 60th at least. It might be a future consideration because the National Basque Festival is another of our beloved local events, very popular. And again, they saw a 20% increase in the crowd last year, 2023, with 700 meal tickets sold. Ruby Mountain Balloon Festival is also another uber popular event, September 20th through 22nd, the date set for the 2024 festival. And they're expecting as many as 35 pilots and inviting surrounding communities. They combine education with this event. They go into local schools. And then there was discussion during the meeting about expanding the Ruby Mountain Hot Air Balloon Festival in 2025 to resume the Nevada State Hot Air Balloon Challenge, which that was a balloon racing event that I guess Elko was once part of. This Ruby Mountain Balloon Festival has been underway now for several years, and so they may be including that balloon racing back in so that they can enhance the opportunities for people to fly in between the Reno event. So these, I hope I didn't leave anyone out because everybody made great presentations. I was just looking from my notes again from this morning's meeting, and I talked about the barrel racing, the Rides and Rods car show, the bull riding event, and again, the Elko County Fair and livestock show. And then all of these, the requests that were approved, the Commercial Fund Center was also on the list. They were not able to make a presentation. They were guessing that maybe Dr. Edwards was in surgery because he is he's in demand as a local medical professional. And so he couldn't make the presentation, but a lot of discussion about how the Commercial Fund Center really enhances opportunities for especially, younger children. There's an arcade inside, a little pottery studio. There are a lot of ongoing events and activities. It's not just a haunted house, but that was really popular, certainly. So those were some of the presentations that were made. And again, hopefully I'm not leaving anything out. Of the $38,000 that the Marketing and Lodging Committee has decided to allocate for marketing outside the Elko area, that leaves about $6,500 to roll over into the account. But all these requests and the approval of the Marketing and Lodging Committee now goes before the ECVA Board of Governors. So that marketing lodging recommendation goes up to ECVA for their approval for the Board of Governors. And I'm trying to see when their meeting is. I think it's at the end of this month, is what they were saying. So maybe further approval on that. February 27th, Elko Convention Center for the Board of Governors meeting. So in a nutshell, it looks like a really exciting season set, including for the Silver State Stampede, the rodeo, the Legend Lives On, with an added concert to that event. Ruby Mountain Race Series is also planning their events for the coming year as well. So looks like a great time ahead for that special group. And I was just checking out some of the socials on this Valentine's Day today, and volunteers from the Elko Animal Shelter, they have the cutest reel of some of the dogs that are looking for good homes. And I was listening to a story on KNCC and KUNR this morning on our, of course, our cooperating radio stations. We're all in partnerships together, but they talked about having this date night that they do in Reno with the animals at the shelter. So you can come and basically check out an animal to take on a date, meaning, go get a pup cup or go for a walk or go to a dog park, go spend some quality time and get those animals out of the shelter. That's something they're doing in Reno, and whether or not they could actually do that in Elko. I know they really need, they are soliciting volunteers at the Elko Animal Shelter. So in the shelter at last report was at capacity again because our local officials stepped in to apparently help with a hoarding situation. So there were numerous dogs. And I think about half those dogs were actually adopted over the weekend. So when they put the word out. But there really are some cute, energetic pups awaiting for great homes. And you can go onto the Facebook page of the volunteers of the Elko Animal Shelter and just see what kind of friendly pets are awaiting good homes. And some of them have already been acclimated to families with children or families with other dogs or even cats. So, don't count that out. They could just simply slide right into your family. So that's kind of cool. And let's see if I'm looking at another stack. I'm hoping that Matt McCarty, I sent him a text. He may have just gotten busy there with lunch, but we're holding his show open to him and everything that's going on, the great activities at the Terrace at Ruby View. And Matt should be joining us shortly. I can recap some of the fun activities at the California Trail Interpretive Center. In fact, it was up during the National Cowboy Poetry Gathering. It continues through April, but they have the Nevada Wild Art exhibit. And they have some of the most, featured artists from the Elko community that are now on display, and they're landscapes that capture the essence of Nevada, millions of acres of uninhabited space, but inspiring these beautiful artwork. This artwork, which is now on display at the California Trail Interpretive Center. Work by Patty Fox and Catherine Greider and Moira Smith, Tam Foree, James Patrick Lynch, Jordan Thomas, Mark Hayward, Michaela Jones, Wendy Ehrman, Yvonne Cole-Clazier, Catherine Wines, Glenn Ellen Finley, Suzanne and Gary Reese, and Lynn Kissler, a South Fork Library muralist. So a lot of folks to thank for this collaboration, but visit the California Trail Interpretive Center now through April 30th to enjoy the Nevada Arts Council Basin to Range Exchange Project, this beautiful Nevada Wild Art exhibit. So, some people say, oh, it's out of town, but it's not that far out of town. And sometimes you need to get out of town, right? Even if it's only 8 miles west on Interstate 80 and then take the Hunter exit. California Trail Center also offers archery. Let's see, they've got archery coming up this weekend, knife and axe throwing, and it's all supervised, very carefully supervised. In fact, there are lots of learning lessons. Bows and throws are every Sunday at 1 p.m., and these are free programs at the California Trail Interpretive Center. They do crochet. You can learn to crochet, make fabric flowers. They have a little sewing circle that they just started, by the way, open sewing. If you're interested in joining a community of people who sew, stitch, and are seamstresses, they're doing this now the second Sunday of every month. And there is a list online, because if you do want to work on a project, a joint project, all skill levels are welcome. You can either bring your own project, your own sewing machine, and they'll have stations to set up. Or if you want to learn to sew something in particular, there's a project pattern and a supply list offered online at californiatrailcenter.org. So that's a really cool thing. Again, it's open sewing. They said they've had this great demand for people of all ages who said, I always wanted to learn to sew. And they even have one of those, I want to say it's an 1800s era, but it's one of the treadle sewing machines that you can use. And she said they have a line for that, people that want to give it a try. So whether or not you want to work on your own project or check out the supply list online, that's at californiatrailcenter.org. And you can visit that website, by the way, to find out all kinds of ongoing and upcoming events and activities. Let's see, I was talking to Jill Tingey recently from the Cooperative Extension right here in our community there on Walnut Street. And Jill gave us a great update on all the programming that they're doing, from gardening to agriculture and health programs supporting healthy communities. That's all. Oh, and they do have radon kits. They still have those kits available. You can pick one up. They're free at the Extension office at 701 Walnut Street right here in Elko. So that's something cool to look forward to. They are doing 4-H programs. They need a dog leader, and they have added, due to many requests from students and young people in the community who are interested in veterinary science. So they've added a component there, and that's an opportunity through 4-H. They have horse programs, and shooting sports has also been really popular through Elko County 4-H, which is through our local extension service. Let's see, what else have I got in front of me here? all kinds of programs that we've been doing here on Elko Live. Oh, I do not want to forget our friends, which in fact I think we'll have an encore program of fish, Elko Fish and the Fish Thrift Store at 821 Water Street. They have their really special event coming up on Saturday at the Stockman's, and I think they're selling tickets right up until the time. Of course, they're going to have, some refreshments available. There'll be a cash bar. There'll be dancing to live music and to Chip Stone. He'll be there with the band Hijacked and then also as a DJ. And they're doing a prom for grown-ups. Isn't that funny? And a lot of people are really going all out. They're renting tuxes. They're just going to be beautifully dressed and just in time for the season of love. So if you're looking for a great gift, something unique, how about a special date night on Saturday, February 17th at the Stockman's downtown? It's a fish fundraiser. Really important. This is the first time they've done it, so it'd be great to give them a huge turnout. They do so much in the community for supplying food for not only needy travelers, but for needy residents. In fact, when they were on the program, they talked about that. The majority of the people that they're serving are residents from the community, children, senior citizens, obviously people on fixed incomes. So for food and shelter, as well as those donations that you make to the Fish Thrift Store. So go get tickets for Starry Night. That is the theme for prom night on Saturday at the Stockman's downtown. They're at Eventbrite, if you haven't used that app yet, or go to the Elko Fish Facebook page and you can get some more information there. But get those tickets. It's a great fundraiser, and it's the first time they've done something like that. I was just looking at Nevada Outdoor School at nevadaoutdoorschool.org, and they have all kinds of classes and opportunities coming up this winter season, something to celebrate National Library Month. Nevada Outdoor School is one of the best collaborators, and if you think about a community our size, the reason that I think, and I sat in on this marketing meeting this morning, and it occurred to me many, many times, the reason we're successful is because we can support one another. So Nevada Outdoor School supports California Trail Interpretive Center. They support Western Folklife Center. It's really a great idea if you are a nonprofit or, even if you're new to the community looking for things to do, to patronize or frequent these organizations, support them, and then in turn support local small business for sure. We have Billy Crapo, our chamber CEO, on once a month, and she talks about the importance of supporting especially our small businesses. But Nevada Outdoor School, they have this great mission of educating people about safety and stewardship. It sounds pretty simple, but for people who've grown up in the Elko area, maybe lived here, fortunately to have lived here for generations, you might know a thing or two about safety in the outdoors or stewardship, preserving trails, not harassing wildlife, places to go to catch fish, where's the best hike for a toddler. Those are things you might know. But for new people, it can be a little intimidating to just look out on millions of acres of public lands, and we don't want to send people out to get lost or certainly injured. And they have all kinds of new toys too, the ATVs, the wonderful side-by-sides that people are enjoying, which makes the public land so much more accessible for people who may have disabilities or aging that just love to get in the outdoors. So Nevada Outdoor School provides classes about safe recreating and responsible recreating, and that's pretty much where they started in Winnemucca, but then they have since branched out to just getting people to enjoy the outdoors, how to cook outdoors, how to clean up after yourself, responsible management of the various resources in perpetuity. So they've got this really cool thing on Friday, February 23rd. Remember, there's no school on Fridays, so Nevada Outdoor School is responding to that by giving opportunities for families to get out and enjoy things together. So on Friday, February 23rd, you can meet at 10 a.m. at the Southwest Meadows Trailhead, which is at South Fork, and they're hosting what's called a Bookworm Trail Trek. You can celebrate National Library Month with a book-themed hike. They'll have all kinds of crafts, bookish crafts, book exchange, campfire with s'mores, a literary trivia with questions, and a story time with Mybrary. So you can see they're teaming up, of course, Nevada Outdoor School with the Bureau of Land Management, the state parks, AmeriCorps, and MyBrary, your community library. So families are invited to come out and enjoy that. And it's really fun. It's beautiful out there. I was just hiking out there a couple of weekends ago, and during, I think it was as we were ramping up to National Cowboy Poetry Gathering, it was just a beautiful little hike. It's a loop, and you can see all kinds of birds, and the South Fork of the Humboldt River was flowing, so that was a treat. So you can take your family out to celebrate National Library Month. And speaking of MyBrary, your community library, you can find out about their story hours and all their various events online too. That's really a great way to find out more about things that are happening in your community and to also access resources that you need at MyBrary right there at 7th and Court Streets. And MyBraries are famous for, well, libraries. We call it Elko County MyBrary. They did some rebranding. Libraries are famous for access and, having being free of charge, right? So you can check out a book, you can use a computer, you can talk to someone there if you have a need, and they can certainly help you. Librarians are the best because they really have a passion for helping people. So if you haven't visited the MyBrary yet and you're new to the community, go and check it out and get your MyBrary card and get that rolling. I know I hadn't mentioned Great Basin College yet, but they are in spring semester, but there are some late starting courses and classes. In fact, they have this great new program, the MAPE program, which just involves every kind of medical assisting that you can think of. And these are jobs that are really in demand right now. And are shorter courses that you can take so that you can get into phlebotomy, EKG, any number of, if you can think of what a medical assistant might do, you can probably find the training for it at Great Basin College. And Brian Dankowski, Dr. Dankowski, is eager to help students, and I see him working there. They have a lab in the high-tech center, and actually it's not GTA, but and they have a couple of buildings up there, but this is the one that's shared by the school district, and it's the one that the KNCC radio station is in. So I see Brian leading the labs, and I just see these students, and they're eager, and they're wearing their scrubs, and they're learning how to draw blood, and so it's pretty cool. And they're working on mannequins, obviously. So if that's something that you are interested in the medical field, or maybe you're interested in becoming certified as a teacher, or you're interested in mining programs, the Great Basin College Mining Center for Excellence is a work in progress, but they certainly have those MTC scholarships. Those are $5,000 scholarships. And the mining industry is hiring. So you can get this scholarship, learn the particular trade or skill that the mining industry needs. You can pair that with a paid internship, and then when you're finished with the program, which is, I want to say I know it's less than 2 years, but I think it might even be more accelerated than that. And then you can get to where, it's Matt, he's going to pop in and give us a few minutes. Oh, Matt, thank you for saving me.
I am so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I figured you have the biggest heart, and there's no way you're going to leave if a senior person needs something, and your staff is so small. So look at he's wearing a pink shirt with a heart tie that has love all over it. So am I going to be mad at you, Matt? There's no way. There's no way. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. We had a wonderful Valentine's Day lunch.
You had spaghetti, right?
Yep, sweetheart spaghetti. And
awesome.
We had some amazing cookies made by Elko Yodi.
Oh, El Coyote.
Something, yes.
It's very difficult.
Yes,
Coyote.
It's a great little restaurant.
Yes.
They prepared some special cookies for our seniors.
They did.
That was paid for by the Elko, or sponsored by the Elko County Realtors.
Oh,
so
nice.
that was terrific.
Yes,
And
El Coyote right there on Silver Street,
Yes.
just up from the Star.
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Perfect.
And then we also had balloons and chocolates and peanut butter hearts that were donated by the Mountain City Highway branch of Family Dollar. So they and their customers donated those. So it was a really good, festive, fun day. But I am so sorry for running late. That's inexcusable.
Oh, Matt, like I
did
said,
want to throw a couple things out there as I was listening to you on the way over.
Did you hear me? Just
the library is also a great partner with the Senior Center. They come over. In fact, Miss Char Gustafson was here yesterday at the center doing crafts. So they help us out quite about once a month. They do a craft class with us, and
nice.
They also, we have the ability for our seniors, if they need to get books, they can make arrangements, and we're able to get those books, and then the seniors don't have to make multiple stops. Sometimes it's a little hard to get around, and so we go from there.
Oh, that's great news. I'm not surprised at all. That's just the kind of outreach they do.
Exactly. They are amazing people.
Oh.
And then Dr. Dankowski and his team at MAPES will also be coming over to the center, I believe, in April, and they'll be doing some health checkups, which is terrific.
Oh, that's great, because I see them in there working on their mannequins, but now they can actually apply those skills to some people who actually could use a little TLC. That's really cool.
And then today we also had Lisa from the Smith's Pharmacy came in, and she talked about diabetes and gave a presentation to the dining room and gave some opportunity for people to come and visit with her. So that was great. And H&R Block, it's tax season, and so H&R Block has been kind enough to come up once a week to talk to our seniors and to help them with their taxes. And they look through the paperwork, make sure everything's good, and then they bring it back the next week.
Oh, wow.
So
they do?
Yeah. They bring it back to the center, and then they come back in and they visit again, and everything's good to go. So if there is a senior that needs some help with the taxes, you're welcome to come to the Senior Center on Wednesdays between 11 and 1, and we can help get that taken care of with Sherry. Or if you need to drop off your information to H&R Block, do so. Just make sure to put attention Sherry, and they should be able to help you, and then they can get that returned back to you. So wanted to throw out those shout outs real quick, because we love the partnerships that we have at the center.
And that's what I was saying. I was at a marketing meeting, marketing and lodging, ECV. I started off the program with that, Matt, because it's evident to me the most successful events, the most popular, beloved events, yes, they are trying to attract people from out of town, but it's the locals who support them. And it's often the organizers who reach out and collaborate that make it so successful. I was listening to Efren Benavides talk about the bull challenge, bull riding.
Yeah.
And, I personally, I think that's scary, but it's thrilling. And Efren does it so well. They collaborate and they partner, and they benefit so many different people and groups. It's such a wonderful thing that they do. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And everybody knows about it because of that. So
it does make it a lot easier to spread that word around.
For sure. So what else have you got on your list? That was a great list of things, Matt, just off the top.
Right. It worked out great.
Yes.
You gave a perfect segue while you stalled for me for 20 minutes. Oh my golly. I did also want to say that next week we will have Mrs. Deal coming in. She does our genealogy. It's not genealogy, it's
ancestry?
memoirs. She does memoirs, and part of that is doing some ancestry and some stuff on that. So Pat Deal will help with the memoir writing to capture the thoughts and to capture the life story in your own words as a memoir. And she does a great job. There's a small little group that gets together. But if there's anybody out there that is interested or has ever thought, I would love to write a book, or I would maybe even just love to capture thoughts, she has a really good way of working with our folks to make sure that they know how to do that a little bit better and stretch that simple, point in time, stretch it out into a story.
That is a great idea. And if you think about it this way, how many of you listening have ever read an obituary and thought, oh boy, I could have written, or you wish you would write your own, right? I mean, it's part of the reality of living is passing on. And if you could tell your own story, that's the most powerful story you can tell. So,
absolutely. And then it is in your words. And
exactly.
you don't have to worry about somebody else not capturing what exactly it is that you're looking for.
Yeah, what was most important to you in your life? So look at it as a really cool opportunity, Matt. That's great. Yeah. Wow, always something new.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We also know that there are many people out there that are living with or have a loved one with dementia and Alzheimer's. And that is something that's sensitive, but it also can be overwhelming. People don't, the members with it, the seniors with it, are frustrated because they are losing that ability to communicate the way that they've always been able to. So it's very frustrating for them, but it's also frustrating for the loved ones because they can't help. It's not like, let me get you a shot and get you all taken care of. Here's a pill, take it and you're better. And so that frustration is twofold. Excuse me. And so we want to make sure that people know there is help for that. We have Dementia Friendly Nevada and Dementia Friendly Elko County. They come in once a month and have a meeting so that people can come and learn more about dementia. And so they'll be here next week as well on the 21st on Wednesday. But we also have another new group, brand new to Elko, and it's the Alzheimer's Association. Jenny from Winnemucca comes over, and this was a great group because Dementia Friendly helps with some of the more resources, whereas the Alzheimer's group is more of a true support group of just come in and know that it's okay to feel the way you're feeling, whether you were the one with Alzheimer's or whether you were a loved one of someone with Alzheimer's. It's okay to have those feelings and to express that and to visit and to learn from other people around you, your neighbors that are also going through it. So for those two subjects, I wanted to make sure that people know if you have any questions, call us. We're happy to get you in contact with either of those group coordinators, and you're always welcome to come up to the center as well.
Matt McCarty is director of the Terrace at Ruby View, our active lifestyle center for our senior population. But it should be apparent in talking to Matt on this program that the center is wide open. I mean, you've got your bingo night, and I hope that went well. That was last week in Elko?
That was Thursday night.
Yep.
I was otherwise engaged out in Spring Creek for the caucus, but I wasn't able to be there. But we have a progressive bingo that we've started, and it hit on last week on Thursday. I think it was $150, so Ooh. It was $1 buy-in, and they got $150 back. So that was pretty darn good.
Yep, and then you're in Spring Creek next Wednesday, the 21st.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, a week from tonight, we'll be in Spring Creek, and that's at the Spring Creek Association boardroom. And it's great because we've got the club right next door, and so you can get something to eat and get a refreshment, whether it's adult or not. It's up to you, and so you can enjoy bingo with some food and beverage and some of your friendly neighbors from Spring Creek.
Very nice, Matt. And I know your board of directors is busy. They've got a lot to consider in the future, and we'll catch up when you come back, because I know you'll be back. Ma'am. And we can discuss some of those long-term plans, because, you're now serving meals in Spring Creek, serving meals in Elko, but practically bursting at the seams here in Elko. You're trying to plan for the future.
Yes, ma'am. We're certainly doing what we can. The parking lot today, even when I left at quarter to one, we had people parked on the street because we just didn't have room in the parking lot.
Well, it's nice that people love the Terrace at Ruby View so much. At 1795 Ruby View Drive, you can get my ride, which is Greater Elko Area Transit. It's door to door. You just need to arrange for that, and so you can get transportation there, Matt.
Absolutely.
And it daily meals, as we talked about, spaghetti, Sweetheart Spaghetti today, but so many popular meals and birthday celebrations, and it's where people go to make friends and to meet friends.
Yes, ma'am. And next month I'll also try to talk a little bit about our new RSVP coordinator. So RSVP is not part of the Senior Center, but we host that program, and that's the Retired Senior Volunteer Program. In our area, they're most known for being able to give rides when we have the staff to be able to do so. But they also have a homemaker program. So I'll try to talk a little bit more about that next month too.
That's great, Matt. And in the meantime, keep making those donations to the pantry. We've had Fish on. They have their Starry Night fundraisers Saturday. They serve a lot of seniors, Matt. I know you're not surprised because you're mentioned as a great collaborator with them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to the prom night, and my wife and I are going, and I anticipate seeing lots of our friends.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's great. It's going to be a fun event, and it's Starry Night. Who doesn't want to go back and have just the kind of prom you wanted to have, right? There was so much drama back in the day. There's not going to be any drama at this prom.
Of course not.
No.
We're all adults.
Yes, what could happen? Matt, thank you. Did we get to all the topics you were hoping to?
Absolutely, especially since I only gave us 10, 15 minutes to talk. Thank you, as always. We appreciate the opportunity.
Oh,
a
absolutely.
very happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. And yes, come on up to the Terrace and enjoy a wonderful lunch and enjoy your company with some friends.
Thank you, Matt. Matt McCarty is director of the Terrace at Ruby View, 775-738-3030, elkoseniors.org. And, of course, you can visit at 1795 Ruby View Drive right here in Elko. Thank you so much for joining us for Elko Live today.